If I'm asked to get from point A to point B, I'll start thinking about X and Y, and that's when I backtrack to point B to get from A to B. For an analogy, I guess that's a good way I would describe it. Or I would try and describe it, it's hard. I grew up in Cape Elizabeth, just outside of Portland. At the age of like 10, I was put into remedial reading, and I was eventually diagnosed with dyslexia. Thankfully, I had a great group of friends around me. I was on the lacrosse and soccer team. I didn't feel any different from them outside of the classroom, but in the classroom, it was completely different. That part of it was hard. I was in those remedial English classes up until my junior year of high school, and then I went on to college and really struggled there. So I went to a larger university, a smaller university, and then a community college. I actually went into a depression for like 3 years where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, or didn't have, I was unsure what I wanted to do.
The kid always was willing. He was always willing to try. He would do really well at the beginning, and then he just couldn't follow through. It happened over and over again, didn't it, Mike?
Yeah, 2 or 3 semesters in a row. You know, he was in the depth of despair.
I mean, my confidence was obliterated. I actually didn't know if I could make it through college at all until Landmark. I was like, okay, I'll give it one last shot. I remember it was after the first week, I texted my parents, I was like, I feel seen as a student. It was a slow process to regain my confidence. It started just being in a classroom that encouraged the students to work with each other. There's smaller classes, so you can ask questions and not feel like you shouldn't be, which is extremely beneficial to me. Right now, I'm a life science major. Being in the lab and getting to work hands-on, that helped establish another layer of confidence. Landmark really focuses on like teaching you metacognitive learning, like learning about how you learn, and to advocate for yourself. I recently asked if I could present my essay rather than have it written, because I don't have to go through that decoding process that I have to go through with dyslexia. If I can just present my ideas, they're a lot more concise. I had enough confidence that I would present it well enough where they would be okay with me submitting it in that format. And I did extremely well on that.
When his enthusiasm for Landmark became evident, that was a highlight for sure. Because now he knew he was in a place where he could get a good education and, you know, have a successful and useful and happy life.
You know, he's just so full of life. Wants to learn all these different things, is engaging. I mean, it's just completely changed him.
It's so much fun to see students who think differently have the freedom to think differently. I really love seeing that. That's probably my favorite part.